Was this really attractive white guy.
There was this white guy. He was an artsy white guy.
He definitely had a black girl fetish.
Look at this white man's ID for a split second, give it back to him.
Today's video is an interesting one. We're going to discuss some worst dating experiences that black women have had with their white man crush. You know, I feel like before you get to date somebody, you need to ask questions. The internet shows us all the beautiful sides of interracial relationship, but today I'm going to bring some petty, weird dating fails between black women and white men. So stay tuned, guys, and watch to the end. Let's jump right into the video. Please subscribe. I'll be back at the end to drop my thoughts.
I went on a date yesterday with a man that was not my race. He was very much, okay, me and him, we're just talking, just chatting. I was like, you know what, let me just do something a little spontaneous for the plot. He's like, oh yeah, I want to take you out. Let's go grab some drinks and some tacos. It's Tuesday, Taco Tuesday. Okay, cool. The crazy part is that I really did not want to go. Like, I didn't want to go at all. I was just trying to do it for the plot. We're supposed to meet at 9:30 p.m. And prior to the day, the man was already blowing up my phone, just calling me. He called me, say, oh, I'm gonna be in my suit because I'm just coming out of work, meeting, something. So wear a cheeky dress, wear a cute little dress, something. I was like, okay, cool. I ended up wearing a cute little dress. Literally, I wore this dress, okay. As I'm on my way, he calls me again. And then he asks me, oh, what would you like to drink? And I'm in my head, I'm like, come on, love you, no drink me. Don't go and poison me. Like, no, I'm like, and then I told him, I'm like, no, I'll wait till I get there before I order my drink. Like, I'm literally like 3 minutes away. There's no rush. You know what I'm saying? I get there, boom. He already was looking at me from outside the window. So he came outside to like open the door and do his little one too, I guess. So I was just like, okay, cool. That did not impress me. That's normal. I'm sorry. That's the bare minimum. Get there, order my espresso martini. He's already done with his own espresso martini. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like you just got here. At first, he's a vibe. But then after maybe 10, maybe 20 minutes, he starts with the sexual talk. Oh my God. I just met you, bro. So I'm just like, okay, you're funny. I'm already getting uncomfortable, so I'm already looking at the time like, all right, cool, I'm about to figure out a little escape plan. He's reaching for my hand / my thighs, and I'm just like, I don't know if you're trying to be romantic because you already started talking about all this sexual nonsense. Because he was like, oh, I'm the type of person, I feel like, oh, I need to taste before I, get into a relationship. Hey! Like, no, sir. That ain't what we doing over here. I actually tell him, I'm like, okay, I don't think this is what we should be talking about on the first date. Especially because, like, I just met you for real. Every time he finishes talking about anything sexual, he will go like, you should come see my balcony after this. You should come see my balcony after this. And I'm like, only balcony? Which one? What is balcony? What is balcony doing for you? I was like, okay, like, what's your thing with balconies? He was like, oh, I just love balconies. Hell no. You want to push me? Or do you think any action is going to happen on that balcony? Which one is it? Because none of the above is going to happen in the name of Jesus. You are sick. He's coming closer and trying to kiss me. Oh my God, you guys. I just remember something. One moment, he tried to lock eyes with me and then he came close. I did not like that, y'all. And then he was like, I feel like women only restrict men from sex, men that they don't like from sex. And then he was asking me, oh, do you like me? Do you find me attractive? Some. And I'm just like, bro, chill, bro. And then, y'all, he was so conceited. As I just told you guys that he would ask me, oh, do you think I'm attractive? He would answer it by himself. He'd be like, I know you think I'm attractive. I'm like, if only you knew how hard I was cringing at you right now, you would literally go home and never go on a date ever again. At this point, I started telling him, oh yeah, like, let's get the waiter, let's go, let's leave. I don't even think it was up to like 45 minutes. So next to us, there was a rooftop bar or whatever. So he wanted to go to the rooftop bar and keep drinking. Oh, Emiko, I did it all. But with my homegirls, I get late. But I don't know you, so I'm not getting that late with you, So we end up going to the rooftop because I wanted to see the rooftop anyway. And then this guy tries to kiss me again. You guys, I don't know what we were talking about. I don't know what warranted this, but he started saying the N-word. This is when I lost it. And then I'm like, don't say that to me. Are you crazy? Are you sick? Like, don't say that to me. What if I knock you out right now? We were literally on a rooftop. If I push you over this rooftop now, cause of death, you said the N word. So yes, that was my last straw. I was like, okay, yeah, like I want to go, I want to leave. So on our way downstairs, he's still trying to convince me to go, you know, to his house and see his balcony or whatever. So I'm like, no, I'm not trying to go see your balcony, whatever. So he gets irritated, he gets angry, and then he walks off, or like we both part ways and walk off. I'm like, no, I'm walking to my car. He's not saying anything. We don't say bye, we don't say nothing. We just part ways, and I go home and he goes home, and that's it. That was literally the end of the date, you guys. He didn't even last 24 hours. I personally don't think I'll be trying that again. Like, I couldn't even stand his sight. I don't know. Maybe it was because it was corny and very, very egotistic. I don't know. Maybe that will, I don't know. And then he was making like several racist comments. He was like, I thank God you're not ghetto, like, you know. I'm like, what do you mean? I've only encountered racism in my comment section, but seeing it in real life is crazy. Right in front of my koro eyes like this. Hey, I barely knew this man for like 24 hours. Oh my God. And I even forgot to mention, this man gonna smack my nyash. He gonna try to smack my nyash. I think that was the moment where I decided, okay, now it's time to freaking leave, because this man is crazy. I don't know you. Anyway, that's the end of this story time. I will see you guys in my next video.
The very first white guy that I ever dated ended up being a pedophile. At the time I was at FSU, and there was this white guy. He was an artsy white guy. Tattoos, long hair, a little rebellious, very hot. And anyway, him and I went on several dates. We liked each other a lot. I actually met his mother. He liked to cook. He had a dog. Things were really great until he disappeared. Poof. Ghosted me. I was distraught. I'm like, what the hell is going on? So one of my good friends, who is a bit more street savvy than me, was like, girl, maybe he's locked up. I'm like, locked up? Not my white boo. What you talking about? Looked him up, and he was just booked the 2 days before for, you guessed it, being with a minor. Let's just say I never spoke to him again. I deleted all his information. I haven't really dated a lot of white men after this. I'm not gonna be biased or anything. I know there's great white men out there, but after this situation, I was like, damn. We'll talk about how great dating white men are, and I'm like, this is the one I end up dating, my very first white one.
So I'm coming back from a date, and y'all would not believe what happened. This is part 2 of how traumatizing it is to date a white man as a black woman. We went to the bar that's literally around the corner from my house. I've been there multiple times. We walk in, the bouncer looks at this dude's ID for a split second and gives it back to him. I give the guy my ID. He looks at it, and he puts it through the fucking machine to scan me, to like scan my ID and scan my identification. So as me and this dude walks over to the bar, I was like, oh, it's funny how he, you know, scanned the ninja's ID. The dude that I'm with, that I've been seeing for like the last month, he's like, oh, I didn't notice anything. I was like, you didn't notice? Okay. Okay. And like me, I'm not the kind of person that's just gonna go ahead and like scream like racist, prejudice. But when things are blatant like that, like, okay, so you look at this white man's ID for a split second, give it back to him, immediately trusting him, like, yeah, one of us. But when you see the black person, you look at it like, go ahead and scan this bad boy. Yep, scan her face right on in. Yep. There you go, ma'am.
I'm gonna tell you about my first date with a white man. I really hope that my parents and my family are not watching this video. First and foremost, I don't really have a type, and I'm not somebody who goes on dates, period. I was raised in a very strict traditional African household, so going on dates and just socializing with men is not something that I like to do. But with that being said, over the summer, I noticed that this person kept on being like one of the first people to view my story. So I became like really curious as to who this person was. So I clicked on his profile, and here and behold, it was this really attractive white guy. I never thought I would say this because I'm really wary of white guys, especially ones that fetishize black women. But I decided to like look into his account more, and this man was like literally Brad Pitt and like Jacob Elordi in one person. Like, this person was amazing. That exact night, when I put in a little bit work of like my FBI skills, he ended up DMing me. I was with my friends and he shot me a DM, and he was basically really persistent about wanting to take me on a date. At first, I shot the idea down because I do not go on dates, like I said. That is not something that I do. That is not something that I want. I'm super focused on my academics, my life, yada yada. But my friends convinced me to go on a date with this man, and so I was like, freak. Like, my friends were nagging about this guy, and they were like, you have to go. So fast forward, I ended up giving him a chance. I picked out a restaurant. My friend said don't choose a sloppy food, so I chose Italian. The entire rest of the day, I was getting ready for this date. I was so nervous. I got the phone call that he was downstairs. He was waiting for me. He was standing outside of his car, and he reached for a hug, and I ducked his hug, immediately went to the passenger seat. I was shaking the entire ride to the restaurant. This man literally thought I was deranged. Like, he literally thought something was wrong with me. I was so nervous because, like I said, I don't do stuff like this. I made it to the Italian restaurant, and the wait was looking super long, and the traffic getting in there was gonna take forever. So he took me to another spot, and he got me food. And when I tell you, I could not even eat in front of this man. Like, I was shaking and like smiling nervously, like twitching and smiling at this man. So with all of that, we never actually even ate his food. Like, he got my food to go because he knew I wasn't gonna eat it. Ended up dipping a restaurant and did like a little walking thing through the park, and we ended up talking, and I was like finally not being nervous. And then afterwards, he took me home, and it was so sweet, but this is when it gets super embarrassing. I left my leftover food in his car, and I saw my friends from work in a separate car as I was leaving the car. They spotted that I was with somebody coming back from a date, and they were gonna tease me because at my work, like, it was a joke. I was known for being like the whitewashed black girl. So the fact that I was with this man was going to be super, super interesting. I don't like to be with a guy. Like, didn't want anybody to know anything because I like to keep everything private. But they saw him, so it was really awkward, and I thought he was gone because he dropped me off. But no, I left my food in his seat. So my friends from work spotted me, and they were like, oh my god, Christy, where are you coming from? Is that a white boy? Like, just teasing me, you know what I mean? I loved them so much. I loved my work friends. But he was right behind me the entire time. Because guess what? I forgot my to-go box. So he was standing there behind me as I was like talking about this date to my coworkers. I will never forget this moment. If I could turn red, I was turning red. I would be flushing. Like, I was so embarrassed. But fast forward to now, everything just gets so complicated because he found me through TikTok. Like, he literally found me through TikTok. So I'm gonna get into that in another video.
The last date I went to was with this white dude. First time of us meeting, I wore a fringe, you know, that full fringe wig. I wore it, and it was like, oh, you look beautiful, blah blah blah. He was a very confirmed gentleman. He was all that. He took me to a restaurant, to the game house. Like, we spent so many hours outside doing a lot of activities. So on us, 3 days after our first date, he said he wanted to meet me on the second date. So guys, I changed my wig. Dude could not recognize me. He was like, is this you? I said yes. He wanted to confirm he has to dial my number. I was like, come on, it's me. So he was like, is it not stressful for you to change your hair that soon? We met 3 days ago and you made one type of hair and now you have another type of hair. Is it not stressful? I was like, yeah, you're worth the stress. Yeah, I put some effort to go change my hair, you know, blah blah blah. Dude did not know that it was a wig. It was so funny that he was looking at me dead in the eye all through the day. I was like, why are you staring at me so much? He was like, I just want to stare at you just in case you change your hair again, so that I will know you through your eyes, not through your hair. He said, is this how black girls shape shift often? I said, yeah, girls, don't come at me. I didn't tell him my secret. Yeah, it was a wig. We wear wig and we are okay with it. Okay, guys. So what is your experience dating a white guy or going on a date with a white guy? What's something you've noticed? Comment below.
Some men will make you feel like they are doing you a favor dating you. Racism has eaten deep into them, and no matter how you love a white man as a black woman, you will never be enough. But then again, I feel like it all boils down to the individual, not the race. A toxic white man will treat a black woman badly, while a good white man will make his black queen feel on top of the world. It doesn't matter if he's a black man or a white man, a bad person is a bad person. I also suggest that you do background checks before getting into a relationship with a white man to avoid the Adai known case. You don't want somewhere along the line to start feeling like if you had known, you wouldn't even have gone on a date with him. Some white men have fetish and see black women as objects. The reason why he's obsessed with you might not be because he genuinely loves you, but because he objectifies you in his mind. While dating, you might want to keep it in mind that cultural differences will come to play, and it takes maturity on both parties to make a compromise. Let me know what you think. Have you ever dated or been in a relationship with a white man? Drop your weird dating experience in the comment section respectfully. Someone in the comments will learn from your experience. Please subscribe to my channel and turn on notification so you can get updated when I post new videos. Click on any of my videos at the top corner so you can see more of my videos. Thank you for watching, guys. I'll see you all again tomorrow with another exciting one.